Hello, good evening. I think I'm live. It's telling me I'm live. I am just going to quickly hop on before I start gabbing away to myself. Give me 1 second, folks. There I am. Okay. Hello and welcome to another Eco Chat episode. I've actually been doing these for nearly 6 months now, which is crazy. I've just been having a look on my YouTube channel and I think there are 15 videos on there now. So there's a few guest episodes and there is a few sort of focuses. I did one about Veganuary, about dental stuff. This week is another guest episode, and then next week I'm going to be chatting about the July focus on the Eco Living Ideas page, which is all about products we use whilst out and about. So that'll have some information in there and some facts and figures to share with you. For those who don't know me, my name is Jen. I am the owner and founder of Eco Living Ideas, which is a community and a platform for people to come and join and basically begin or continue on their eco journey. And I strive to make that as easy and simple as possible by having as much information, as much relevant information in one place, so you can kind of access everything you need at any one time. So while I'm continuing to talk, I'm going to see if I can invite Vicki onto the chat. Now, last time I did this, it was an absolute disaster and it didn't work. So I'm hoping that Vicki will get my invite and it will let her join me in the live. We'll see. We're messaging each other as well. So Vicki, if you can hear me, I have sent you an invitation and you should get a notification to be able to accept that, I hope. I'm going to keep talking for a little while to see if this works. So as I said, Eco Living Ideas is it's a platform and it's a place where people can basically come and sort of find solutions to their eco problems. I guess is probably the easiest way to describe it. So you can find answers, you can read blog posts, you can share information and ask questions as well here on the group. If you need something answered and you can't find the answer to it already, then ask and the community will help you. And if you're looking for a product alternative, then I have loads of them on my website, and ideally I think that they are very well explained as to why they're a better alternative, and that's what my monthly focuses are about. We're having technical difficulties again, so apologies for dribbling on. Give me a second. This seems to be a bit of a pattern with good old Facebook. I'm not sure why it's not letting me do this. Dear. This is ridiculous. Got to love a bit of Facebook, don't you? There we go. Vicky's here. Yes, yes, yes. Right, we might be good to go. We might be good to go. So hopefully she'll be here in a second. So wherever you are on your eco journey, you should be able to find the answer here within the Eco Living community or on my website. And if you can't, you can email me or message me at any time, and I love helping people. So if I can help you more, then I will. I've also got the Home Detox Clinic, which is an online course that basically, it's basically a step-by-step guide on living a more eco-friendly lifestyle. So it focuses on 5 different areas of your home. One of those is kitchen, one of them is bathroom, and it talks you through how to do an audit in that area of your house, how to sort of clear things out that you no longer want, no longer yes, the Home Detox Clinic is a step-by-step guide on areas of your life and how you can sort of improve them and make them more talking because I'm just riveting on. I'll tell you more about the Home Detox Clinic later or another day. Hi, Vicky.
Hi, Jen. Sorry that Facebook wouldn't let us join.
Facebook didn't play ball last time I did one of these either, and we ended up having to cancel it completely and go over to Instagram and do an Instagram live instead because it wasn't. We tried for 15 minutes and it was an absolute nightmare. So it's not you, it is Facebook or maybe me because it seems to happen to me. But thank you for being here so much.
You're very welcome. I'm looking forward to it.
Right, as soon as I've been chatting for 5 minutes, because I thought I'll hop on early so I don't have this issue again, we'll go straight into it if that's okay.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you do and the business?
Yeah, so I run forest school and outdoor learning training. I run training for people who want to run forest schools, whether that's as a freelance person or whether that's in schools or education, and outdoor learning training as well for schools or people who want to embed outdoor learning into their education. I also run programs to embed outdoor learning into schools so all the children get a chance to go out, and I run sessions for children and young people who are in alternative education, so maybe they have additional needs or they are accessing education a different way, so lots of different things.
Yeah, absolutely. And what was the inspiration behind you starting the business and starting the forest school journey that you're on?
So I've always loved the outdoors, and I did a master's in the subject, and then at the end my tutor said, oh, I think forest school might really suit you, and it's very sort of family based, so I gave it a go and started off with community events, which is really lovely because you get the children really engaged in nature, and also you get a group of like-minded parents and people together who love nature and want to be outside. And it's really different from the usual kind of baby groups which are all inside, and it's sort of bringing together lots of people who love being outside. And you know, babies and small children can keep you in quite a lot, so just reconnecting with the outdoors and with the, you know, the natural things that people love.
Absolutely.
And then I continued on to schools and became a trainer as well, so yeah, I just started from there really.
Wowzers. And what do you think is sort of the most well received part, the most enjoyed part of forest school by kids?
I think it's probably real engagement and connection with nature. So at the moment it's baby frogs are popping up everywhere, and you just so you get all the children chasing in the long grass, and they're tiny and they can hold them, and they're so beautiful, and they've got so beautiful little webbed feet. So I think, you know, book hunting and having a real engagement with a real wild animal, whether that's a really tiny bird or a frog or a bigger animal, you know, or birds, or seeing a deer in the woods or following the track. So it's that real exciting sort of moment of awe. But it can be, you know, when the weather is very you know, when we have a massive downpour, or when you have the mist rising from the woods. So it's those, you know, real sort of moments of awe outside. And again, I think it's just because the outside is quite unpredictable. So when you have that surprise, it's a real sort of memory for them. So
my tour, their current thing is every time they see a snail, which it's raining so much at the moment that they're everywhere. There's a snail on the path, and I'm like, the whole neighborhood doesn't need to know that there's a snail on the path, but they find it really interesting. And bees, so we sort of seem to rescue a bee every day of the week at the moment. So we, you know, got one off the path on the way home from school and got that, and he's really sort of, you know, they're genuinely concerned about them and want to know about them, and sort of care for them as well, even though that they are, you know, insects and bugs and wild animals. They really want to make sure that they're okay and that they're safe and things. So I think that's the sort of that nurturing aspect of it is quite sweet as well. So a big part of being eco is sort of respecting the space around us and leaving as little impact as possible when we go to these beautiful places. So do you help to teach that in forest school settings, and sort of what do you recommend to people?
Yeah, definitely. Because you go out to these beautiful places, and the last thing that you want is to see traces of sort of someone else, you know, litter or just someone else. You want it to be a special sort of place and special moment, and so we do teach that. Things like if we have a campfire, we make
Yeah.
sure that it's obviously we've asked permission first, but that we leave as little trace of it as possible, and we teach the children that it's only for a purpose. So everything has a particular purpose, and we take everything out. We don't leave any trace of where we've been. So even if we have a log circle and a fire, they can be removed at the end of the day, and the logs sort of put back, and then you can sort of leave it. You know, if we decided to leave after a couple of years, then it could just return to being wilderness. So we do teach that, to look after the animals, not to leave anything out there. And also with the things that we encourage recycling things, and eating seasonal food, and not leaving glitter or paint, just using natural things in the outdoors, so that we really look after it, because that's that's the thing that we want to do, isn't it? We're introducing our kids into nature because we love it so much, and we want it to still be there. So it's crazy to kind of to leave things there, even like stickers and things, just to look after it, and leave it beautiful.
Do you teach sort of foraging and that type of things at all? Is that part of it?
Yeah, we do. There's lots and lots of uses for plants, and I think it really helps people, because they kind of come and go, oh, there's trees, but that's about as much as I know. And then you start differentiating and saying, well, this one's really useful and this one's edible, but only at this time of year. And nettles, which can seem such a just a pain to have. They're edible, and you can make string out of them, and hazel leaves you can eat, and beech leaves you can eat at this right season, and all the seasons have something. And it really helps, I think, even into the winter, because there are edible things and things you can forage even into the winter. So it really helps you sort of find joy when you're outside, and just give you that sense of well-being, instead of thinking, oh, it's a horrible day and I've got a long winter ahead and it's just full of muddy walks. Actually, there's lots of things to find and enjoy, and and beautiful things to find that are useful and interesting. So it really helps you kind of get that interest all year round.
Yeah, I have to say, we're sort of this time of year, I'm quite good at going, oh, that's a such and such, and that's, I'm not great, don't get me wrong, I am not a green-fingered person, but every year we pick blackberries and elderberries to make homemade produce, so the girls are sort of quite aware of that. But yeah, it does get to a time of year when most things have gone, and I'm like, don't know what there's not much left, and actually maybe having a bit more knowledge about that would definitely make those very cold walk home from school a bit more bearable.
It's something to look forward to, isn't it? And then you feel this you feel so happy that you've seen the whole year turn, and you think, oh, I remember picking blackberries here, or I remember there was wild garlic here in the spring. And it's just lovely to revisit the places and know where to find things, and it's lovely for kids to do that.
And I think it's nice for them to see as well, sort of things like the plants growing in people's gardens. As we walk past them on a morning, we say, gosh, hasn't that grown so much of the weekend because of the weather? And when we moved here 2 or 3 months ago, that wasn't there at all, and now look at it. And I think that's just that whole concept of any outdoor space, and appreciating the change that it goes through, and really how miraculous it all is. I think it's a good thing. Anyway,
and the best thing is it's free, isn't it? You just get. So I take people out who have real needs about their mental health, and they continue to come back to those places, maybe with their social workers or something, and they just get such positive experience. And I think that the nice thing is that it's free. You don't need to spend any money, and it's if you can show people where to go, it's accessible to everyone. And it's such a bonus, and it's it's something that we have to kind of hang on to. And if you get if you get children into those behaviours and families into those behaviours and realising how wonderful it is, even just walking down your local hedgerow or your local park, you know, how much you should look after it, because those are the children who are going to make their planning decisions when, you know, when they're in their 30s about what should be built on. So, you know, if they have those fantastic memories and they realise how valuable it is, they are going to look after it.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, you know, the fact that it's free is that there's always something to go and do as well. So, you know, at the end of your month when you're thinking, oh, I don't really have the money to go and do X, Y, and Z, just a walk along the beach or a walk in the woods, and yeah, and you can easily fill in an hour without any difficulty, can't you?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more sort of about your like your personal eco journey, where you are with that, and if you've sort of mainly switches that you love?
Yeah, so I think the really important thing is that it is a journey, definitely.
Yeah.
It can, you know, there's so many things that you sort of have historically or that you still need and use, and there's so many changes to make that you kind of sometimes think this is overwhelming, but just, you know, just doing one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Just, you know, it does make a big difference. So a few years ago we had a lovely sort of Christmas making beeswax wraps with one of my sons on the stove, and that was fantastic because, you know, then we haven't needed cling film, and that's you know, just using old shirts and some beeswax from the local beekeeper, and those kind of things can actually make a massive difference. You think, actually, I haven't bought cling film for this many years. No, you know, just easy things like Aldi had some fantastic lunchbox tins, you know, stock instead of plastic ones, and you think actually this will last a long time. Instead of wet wipes, having either flannels or cut up pieces of material and then soak them in something a little bit eco-friendly like Milton, and then just using those and have a separate thing and a separate wipe. Actually, once you kind of get used to it, you know, it's fine. You think, well, why didn't I do that before? Those kind of things. And instead of having well, we've got these lovely scrubs instead of buying the kitchen sponges, cotton, you know, eco scrubs and things like that. Actually, you think, well, they're tiny changes, but then you kind of think, oh, well, over the year now I haven't bought sponges for a long time, and that's all of that plastic.
I think sometimes it's one of those things that sort of you make a switch and then you've done it, so you don't really think about it afterwards, and then somebody else mentions it, you think, crikey, I can't think how long it was since I last bought that. Or like kitchen roll, for example. We always used to have a kitchen roll on the side, and oh goodness, it must be 3.5 years, and we finished the last one. I thought, I'm not buying it, I'm just gonna see what happens, and genuinely have never missed it. Never. Like, why did we always have that? Because it was there, we used it, but actually we don't need it. And I think that's true. But like tissues, I made some hankies, and then we asked for some slightly nicer cotton ones for Christmas one year, which my mum found in a charity shop. And never don't miss not having tissues. So yeah, are you still there? You're frozen. We may have lost Vicky. I'm going to keep talking because we are actually about finished anyway. So thank you, Vicky, for joining us. If you reappear, that's fantastic. If not, then I've popped Vicky's a link to her Facebook page in the header of this chat, and I will also pop links to Instagram and her website underneath as well. And then if you've got any questions about forest school or learning outdoors or where to find things, if you're interested in going foraging, then please do send Vicky a message in the comments and she will get back to you. Thank you again for your patience with the technical issues at the beginning and now at the end. It's great to sort of chat about these different things, and I really hope that you found some usefulness in it. And I can highly recommend forest or beach school if you have younger children. It is such an engaging thing to do with them, and it's so much fun. Oh, here's Vicky, she's back. I was just saying that people can drop a comment in the below if they want to ask you any questions about things, and we'll share your where to find you details as well. And just sort of encouraging people to get out there and explore and join a forest school session or a beach school session, and yeah, just get really involved in nature and enjoy it because it's beautiful. Cool. I think we may have lost Vicky again, so I'm going to say good night. Thank you everybody for joining us, and yeah, please do watch on catch up and ask us any questions at any point.